Welcome to Hair Story. Today we are with Lexi, or Alexis, more officially, the owner of Lexi's Hair Boutique. And Alexis, it's lovely to meet you. We've been talking a little bit before the podcast, but I'd like to start a little bit at the beginning of who is Lexi and, what got you into the world of hair. Tell us a little bit about what got you into hair.
Thank you. It's lovely to meet you as well, and thank you for having me. What really got me into the world of hair, I would have to say it started with my childhood. My mom was always very particular that my hair be done very often. She took care of it. She made sure that it was always ready for wherever we had to go. So I was used to having my hair done pretty often, and I would say that's where my hair journey started. Um, a couple of years down the line after that, during around 2020, I began to do my own hair because my mom was a bit busy and I just needed a hobby to kind of, take up some time for me. I had a lot of free time. So,
Do your own hair. I've never imagined doing my own hair. Is that difficult to do your own hair?
yes,
Is it?
it took a lot of patience, a
Wow,
lot of
imagine.
practice,
Yeah.
but I kept doing it. I was so interested in it. I don't know what really drew me to be so interested in continuing to keep on doing it over and over again. But even when it was hard, I just kept trying. And I think it was really the results at the end. Like, I like the feeling of being able to take care of myself in that way and do something nice for myself. So yeah, I continued to practice. I got better and better. I watched a lot of tutorials and it started to reflect in my life. My family members would notice and they would say, "Oh wow, like I love your hair. Who did it?" And I would say, "I did it." And I like the feeling of them saying, "Well, wow, that's pretty awesome that you're able to do that." Like
Mhm.
even they would ask me to start doing their hair. And so I was able to share that with them as well. And that kind of really led me to begin sharing that more with others.
So during that time, were you in high school, university? Like, what were you doing during that time?
I was actually just transitioning from middle school to high school.
Okay, so
So,
this is between middle school and high school.
yes.
Got it. Okay. So you're doing your own hair, now you're doing other people's hair.
Yeah. And as a few years went by, I started to accept my family and my friends to just come to my home. I did a little setup, and I got to do their hair for them.
Did you charge money for it?
Sometimes,
Okay.
sometimes they would just offer like, let
Yeah.
me pay you for this because it's so good. So then I realized, okay, well, this could also turn into something where I can make profit or and I can share this skill with other people, but also build something for myself. And at that time, like it was high school, so it was pretty hard where I lived to find jobs
Where
outside.
did you live? Which city?
I lived in Brampton.
Brampton, Canada. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I applied to a lot of jobs and I remember talking to my best friend and she was like, "You should start something with this." And since I was young, I've always like been the type of person to want to share any skills that I learned and make it into like my own kind of business or hustle. So it was really just right up my
So
alley.
did you do anything else but hair as a business, or you just basically got swept up by the concept of hair and did that?
When I was really younger, like I never really had an established business,
Right.
but I would find little things that I like to do, like sell slime to little kids
Okay.
and make
Oh,
it
so
at
you're a
home.
businesswoman at heart then.
Yes,
Oh, nice.
for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Or like I'd make bracelets and sell those. So
So
yeah.
now you're in high school. We're following your journey with you.
hmm
You're in high school. You're doing other people's hair now.
hmm
You're even charging some money, perhaps, are you?
Yes.
Okay. And so continue your journey as to what happened next.
So then I realized that a lot more people noticed my capabilities and I also built an Instagram page and started sharing some of my photos and the results that I was getting. And I decided to just create my business name and kind of really fully establish
So how old
myself.
were you approximately when you did that?
Maybe about 17 or
So
18.
around 17, 18, you started essentially Lexi's Hair Boutique. Is that right? Or was it a different name?
Yes, it was Lexi's Hair
It was Lexi's
Boutique
Hair
from the
Boutique.
beginning.
And were you working out of your home or working somewhere else? Where were you doing your work?
So in about 2024, I had stopped like accepting my friends and family to my home because I ended up moving.
Okay.
So for about a year, I did a few mobile appointments.
Sure.
until now. I ended up moving here, so
When you say here, you're now
St.
in
Catharines.
St. Catharines
Yeah.
in a suite. Basically, you rent a suite
Yes, exactly.
and in one of the suites in St. Catharines. And what's the name of the place where you're renting your suite?
Beauty Bar One.
Beauty Bar One. So in Beauty Bar One in St. Catharines, you're renting a suite now.
Yes,
So this is like official business now. Okay.
exactly.
So this is your first move into like an official business.
Yes,
So
exactly.
you moved to St. Catharines from Brampton.
From Brampton. Yeah,
And so you are now, or you have just started your first official business.
exactly.
And what else can you tell us about your journey from high school to here? You didn't go to college.
No,
You didn't go to university.
no.
You just started your business.
Yes,
And now you have your business.
yes.
That's very inspiring for so many young people today, because one of the subjects we were just talking about to some other salon owners was the challenge young people have trying to decide what they're going to do because the world is changing so fast. And everyone is traditionally saying, go to school, go to university, go get a degree. And more now, people are beginning to say, well, do we really need to? And we can really use Lexi as an example that you don't really need to. If you want to do something and become really good at it, you can start your own business. Literally at the age of 15, 16, 17, you can start your business.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more about this journey. What sort of hair services do you do?
So I offer protective hair services, which is basically braids, cornrows.
So you use the word protective. I haven't really heard that term before. Protective hair services. What do you mean by the word protective hair services?
So for the people in my community and my culture, they call it protective styling because it kind of just protects and keeps your hair. When our hair is like exposed, it takes a lot of work to maintain and to
I
care
see.
for. So having something like braids and cornrows is a little bit more convenient and it helps protect your hair while
Interesting.
you
So
just
that's
go
why the
in.
word protective applies to the work you do.
Yes, exactly.
So the services you supply, could you maybe give me a quick list of all the different things you do with hair? You do braiding, for example. What else do you do with hair?
So I do braiding on natural hair and I do braiding with extensions as well as twists. There's a bunch of new styles coming out like invisible locks, um, two-strand twist for actual locks. Like I retwist locks as well. There's also faux locks. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
No, tell me, I don't know much about the world. I know a bit about the world of extensions. However, in the specialized world of extensions, I know it's a huge world.
Yes.
So your business, Lexi's Hair Boutique, if I was to be telling someone, this is what Lexi's Hair Boutique does, what should I be telling?
Well, you should tell them that I offer a range of protective styles, which include braids, box braids, cornrows, twists, things like that.
Do you cut hair?
No,
Do you style hair?
no, I don't do anything to modify anyone's natural hair.
So it's not, so I wouldn't go to you for a haircut. I wouldn't go to you for a style. I would go to you for protective hair services.
Yes,
So that's fascinating, because what you're telling me is you've taken a niche in the world of hair
absolutely.
and you're becoming an expert in that niche, or you are an expert in that niche. And that's a brilliant point, because in the world of business and many industries, you can be very, very successful by picking one niche and being the best in the world at that niche. So
Absolutely.
that's what you've done. And that's a great lesson for a lot of people listening, particularly young people, to take an area and take a niche and become very good at it. How long have you been doing it now? If you were to think how many years or hours or whatever, however do you want to tell me, I've been doing it for so many months or so many hours, or is there a way you can quantify that for me?
Like how long I've known how to do hair?
Yeah,
I would say about for 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
And you've done hundreds of heads, I presume, if
Yes,
not thousands.
probably by now.
Yeah. Uh, would you say you are about as expert as you can get, or would you say you can learn a lot more still?
I feel like there's always a lot more to learn, especially not only in building my craft and like honing my skills, but also in the world of business.
Yes. And would you say that at this point in time, you're at a stage where you could teach others how to do this? Or would you say you're still in a bit of a learning process and later on you can be a teacher? How would you
Uh,
describe yourself?
I would say I definitely have perfected certain styles and I could teach them and pass that along to others
That's neat. Okay.
for sure.
Because I presume that's part of your future goal is to be a teacher.
Yes.
Because I know many people in the beauty industry, yes, they may be very good, but they love being able to teach others.
Yeah.
So that could be your future business expansion of you being an educator or even having your own school of protective hair services.
For
Right?
sure. Yeah.
So that is in your plan then in the future to teach?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's really important the community that I serve. So being able to give things back like training
Yes.
and anything that I can give, like opening up more spaces, being a staple in that community is important to me. So that's what I see in the future.
Now, do you work on men and women or just women?
Men and women.
Men and women. So your protective hair services, your clients could be a man or a woman.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you now at this point of your journey where you are a businesswoman with your own business, what feels good and what feels scary? Let's talk about what feels good. And then we'll talk about what feels scary. Because I know
Okay.
I've built businesses and there are lots of scary parts about building businesses and lots of good parts about building business. Talk to me about what feels good about being a businesswoman.
One thing that feels good, like I said, is being able to build that community. Because my business is unique to me, I create a unique space and that brings in a specific group of people who are there, I know, just for what I have to offer. And that feels good. Also being able to just pour my creativity into something and expand and be able to just fulfill that purpose. That feels good for sure.
How do you have brothers and sisters? Do you have a big family or are you just a
Yes,
child? You got a big
yes,
family?
I do have a really big
And
family.
how do your brothers and sisters feel about what you do?
They feel great. I mean, my
Yeah.
brother and my sister have gotten their hair done by me before. Even my mom now, the roles have reversed. I do
Okay.
her hair now
That's
instead.
cool. That's really nice.
And my whole family is very supportive of what I do and very excited to see where I go.
So it must feel good when you do a customer. Take a couple of minutes and tell me, how do you think the customer feels when you're done with?
For one, I feel like they feel a sense of relief, a sense of confidence. I feel like they feel nurtured because I'm very intentional with the care that I pour into each service and each appointment. And I feel like they feel really comfortable and just excited to go and do whatever they have to do with their new hair.
So would you say that you and all the other individuals in the hair world with you working on hair, because hair is a big world, are very, very important to the mental health of the community?
Yes, absolutely.
Why would you say that?
Well, I know even for myself, when my hair is messy and it's not done, and I have a bunch of other things to worry about, like projects I need to work on and places I need to go, the last thing I want to do is have to worry about getting my hair done, especially waking up early mornings and having to stress and struggle with it. So when my hair is done, it takes a big sense of pressure off of my shoulders and allows me to feel relief and just a clear mind to just tackle what I have to tackle without having to worry about how I look or how I'm showing up.
So we're going to spend a few minutes talking about the scary part, okay?
Okay.
Because I know having built businesses, there are scary moments, so things you fear. What sort of fears have you had to deal with, or are you dealing with, or that other people can understand? Okay, everything isn't roses in life, and everything isn't roses in starting your business. There are things that you sometimes feel scared of, or sometimes you worry about. Give us a bit of an idea of what are those fears and all.
Um, the risks I feel like that you have to take. I feel like I really had to just kind of lock in, especially with my own having my own mentality. At first, not a lot of people around me understood like my path and my journey, and just being able to focus in on that. Um, and also
Okay.
and also just the risk of taking a different path, like I was saying, the risk of, where you're gonna get the things to fund your business and the resources that you need, not really knowing a lot about that. I had to really do a lot of research and figure out
Like
those
yourself.
things on my own.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And one of the fears when I'm imagining myself, because I started my first business when I was 17, and I remember the fears that I had. And one of the fears I had was that people would look at me and say, why aren't you going to school?
Yeah.
Why aren't you going to get an education? Why aren't you becoming a lawyer or a doctor or whatever? And I would be constantly questioning myself and worrying, am I making the right decision?
Yes.
And I presume you have the same sorts of thoughts in your head.
Exactly.
And one of the things I learned as I went on was to be confident that I've made a decision and it'll work out well if I just stick to my decision.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's kind of where I think all of us, when I was a young entrepreneur, you as a young entrepreneur, have to battle that fear and
Yes.
overcome that fear because the result at the other end is fantastic.
Absolutely.
It really is. So, Lexi, it's been lovely talking to you. I'm looking forward to getting to know you more. We will schedule another follow-up session with you where you can share some more thoughts and impressions and even suggestions for others who are listening in to be successful in business.
Thank
Okay.
you. It's
Thank you
great
so
being here.
much. Lovely meeting you.
Thank you. You too.